All right, first drive ever with the brand new software update, FSD 14.1.4. The camera delayed in getting started, but it did not back me out of the garage. But as soon as I was out of the garage and aiming up the driveway, it had a new tab for Start FSD. And as soon as I did that, it then engaged FSD and began without a confirmatory brake tap. So that's a new behavior. And it also, if you notice on the screen, right here, it's showing self-driving. I will say that it did correctly turn right out of the driveway today, which it had not been doing. And it looks like it's got me going to the right, which is correct. All right. Looks like we got some fog this morning. Let's kick on the fog lights. Yikes. Front fog on. It has me in sloth mode if you look under the word self-driving there. I guess I could go to standard, huh? Autopilot. Let's go to standard. All right. Fog's not horrible. It was way worse yesterday morning. FSD seems to be doing okay. Fog's not terrible. I know we're in low spots. All right. Speed limit here is 45, even though my screen is saying 60. Surprised it hadn't asked me to do a wind, or it hasn't initiated a windshield wipe. That's cool. Kind of veered away or moved away from that parked 18-wheeler. Didn't freak out, just kind of did its thing, moved around it. Okay, traffic to the right. And here we go. Back on an earlier version of FSD. I think it's 12.6.4 that I have in my other Tesla Hardware 3 long-range all-wheel drive. I foolishly decided at one point to do a windshield wash while autopilot was engaged, FSD. Oh my God, it totally freaked out. Gave me the big red double-handed grip of death to take control now. It was very unhappy about me doing that. So I'm certainly not anxious to do that now when this is first drive with this. But so far doing okay. Fog lights off. And when I changed modes into standard, from sloth to standard, it looked like there's 5 modes now. I'll have to go back and check that when I'm not driving so I don't get fussed at, but there was sloth and then something else between sloth or chill, I think is still there, and then standard. That's interesting. So when I just moved the right scroll wheel up to see if it would bump it up a couple of miles an hour for me, it actually changed the mode from standard mode into hurry mode. So I'll leave it there for a minute. It increased speed, at least momentarily, by 1 or 2 miles an hour. Area of heavy condensation. I've got stuff on the windshield. I'm going to try a single swipe. So I had a brake tap there, not by me, by FSD with the vehicle approaching from the right, but then immediately released. Getting a late start this morning. I'm normally already at work by now, but when I finally got word that this update was available, I wasn't leaving without it. Took quite a while to download, and then it took every bit of, frequently it says 55 minutes to install, and it doesn't seem like it, but boy, today it was every bit of that. It took a long time. I'm going to go ahead and get in the right lane. This is going to be busy this morning. So since I'm still on the whatever 2025-32-8 branch, I don't have the new 3D display that my wife has on my former Tesla, the Model Y. It's gorgeous. The whatever it is, 2025-38 red, I think, or branch. Very cool. But I have the FSD14 because it's big hardware for the car. So I'm happy. So after we make this turn, we'll be merging onto the access road for Loop 820 South. And then, as y'all have seen in my prior videos, there's a pinched lane at a construction area as we need to be getting from 820 onto 30 eastbound. Prior versions of FSD had a bad habit of trying to move into, even with a blinker, moving into the lane that the big orange flashing arrow said was ending. So we'll see what it does today. All right, looks good. So we're going to be moving to the left. We'll be getting onto 820 South. We have the pinch, and then we'll be getting onto 30 East. Still in hurry mode. It's going to have to work into this traffic, and I may have to override it here if it's... Come on. There we go. I want it to stay in this lane that it just moved into. This is where we need to be. No. See, it was trying to turn to the... move to the right again. Even though I have this, you'll see here, I have this enormous arrow. Just stay put, chill. Alright, now I'm going to let it blink. This is where we need to be going. And I really hope it's not going to try to pass any of these people before we can merge onto 30. Okay, we're now heading east, merging onto Interstate 30 East. 3 lanes, traffic. We're looking good. Hopefully it'll go to the middle. Well, not wild about that. It went all the way to the left. I wouldn't have done that. I don't think it needed to do that. It's kind of what Hurry did under the prior version of 13.2.9. It would just hang out here in the left lane, which I don't like. Ridiculous. thought it was illegal to have those lights on a truck like that, white lights. I'm letting it stay here to the left only because it's passing people, but I really don't like this. With all this traffic, I've got to get over into the right lane to make a right exit in just barely over 3 miles. So I'll be curious to see how it handles this. And I am probably going to have to disengage before I can let it park, just because it's very complicated for how to get into the parking garage. Need to be past this truck, hopefully start moving over. I'm not setting the speed, it's choosing 80, which is a little aggressive, but it's running with traffic. It's got to get over 2 lanes in 1.7 miles. Doesn't do it after we pass this white car. I'm going to force it. There we go. This guy's still in my blind spot. All right. Well, falling in. Go ahead and take the next one. Okay. Well, it handled that all right. We do still need to get over one more lane for the actual exit. It needs to get over. Okay, I've got, the sign is right there. I need to be taking this exit, so I can cut that a little close. But it dropped itself into the traffic flow. I'm going to let this go as long as I can, although I'm very concerned it's not going to be able to figure out how to get the garage in. We're not going to make this light. No. Oh well, that's fine. This is a good test as well. This is a prohibited no turn on red. it's got me going is really not ideal. I'm surprised there's nobody parked or waiting on this light right here with me. Also surprised it hadn't tried to jump it. All right, about 10 seconds. We'll be getting the go. There we go. Well, that was not good. It got confused. I guess the headlights coming from the oncoming traffic. I'm going to let it go ahead and do its thing, although I would normally have been turning left right now. I want to see what it's going to do. Looks to me like it's going to be having to make a U-turn, which, again, not wild about, especially not with this much traffic. Oh, this could be ugly. Well, okay. Okay, so I'm going to have to disengage to get to the garage. It did a good job on the U-turn, though. I've got to say, I'm impressed. I was concerned whether it was going to have the turn radius to be able to do that. All right, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and get on up into here. I wonder if it'll do FSD inside the garage. We're just having fun. I'm letting it do its thing. I'm not picking a space yet. Gotta make 2 more turns, and then I'll pick a space and see how it does on that. The reason I want to try this is different than Auto Park. Auto Park was a totally separate module after you had already completed your FSD drive. This is, to me, now part of FSD driving. So there's a spot. I'm going to see if it'll let me flag it. Okay, so I had to press the brake. Now I want to see if it'll... I'm in a bad position here. I'm going to back up. I don't have any traffic. I don't like this, but okay. I'm going to mark that spot. And so now it's switched into Auto Park mode. Really, it's no longer in FSD, I don't think, but it was actually driving in the garage okay. Visualization looks a little bit different to me. All right, so I got to tell you, I think overall it was a good drive. Obviously had to take over in the parking lot to get into the garage, but I'm going to call that a good trip, and we'll get this posted up for y'all.